Coming up next, the Bulls taking on the Celtics. For Chicago, the journey of a new season starts now. Hello and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports this Tuesday evening. I'm Brian Anderson, here with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And with us on the sidelines, we've got Allie LaForce. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Josh Giddey.
He's been on a tear offensively these past few months, and you know how much they love the extra points he provides. He's been shouldering a bigger load recently, and I think he's just getting started.
And a look at the starters for the Bulls. Giddey and White pair to make the backcourt. Buzelis out there with Nikola Vucevic. And it's Tesumu in at the 3 slot.
Tipped! When it comes to contesting shots, Buzelis is showing us that he's got great timing.
Now here's Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. Here's Holiday. And Holiday powers it home.
Look, you know coming in that Holiday is aggressive. He will try to force you to bend to his will.
And you look at Matas Buzelis. Size, touch, feel for the game too, Grant.
Oh, B.A., he's a connector. We all love seeing those offenses where the ball doesn't stick. He's a guy who'll keep things moving.
Oh, Tatum slams it home.
What a move by Tatum, finishing strong at the rim.
Here's Giddey. 23 points his last outing. Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Joe Mazzulla.
And one of their main defensive focuses, Nikola Vucevic. Coach telling me that Vuce has the big body, plus he can really shoot it, but they really emphasized boxing him out. Nikola is great at converting misses into second chance points. Boxing out, it's back to the basics, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. White for 3, and it's cleared by Vucevic. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Back to Giddey. Launches it. Sinks the tray.
Like sometimes the threes can really boost your confidence, and I'm sure it'll do just that for Giddey.
Outside Holiday. Tatum passes to White. Now Holiday. Pass to Tatum from behind the arc. And it's Giddey with a rebound.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
White, the pass to Giddey. And here is Vucevic. Tesumu on the wing. Now Vucevic. Over Porzingis. That one's wide left. Boston has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Well, the last time the Bulls won a playoff series was back in 2015, Grant.
That was back when Butler and Rose were their leading scorers. And it just shows you just how long it's been. But they've been stuck in mediocrity ever since. And right now, they are desperate for a breakthrough season.
Well, Porzingis has a unique vantage point, so he can find those open guys others might miss.
And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Boston making a switch here. Horford's checked in. Smith, he's checked in for Chicago. Pass to Vucevic. Tesumu, left side. Fades back. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Vucevic is a very efficient mid-range shooter and has been for most of his career.
Here's White. And it's Tesumu with a rebound.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right and you still get a bad result. For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
Horford inside. Covered by Smith. Pass to Porzingis. White for 3. Sinks that one after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Look, shooting off the catch is something White's become really good at.
Tesumu outside. Back to Giddey. Smith outside. Here's Vucevic. Boston pulls it in. It was a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
The last time they faced this team, they were very aggressive, found numerous ways to get themselves to the line.
Porzingis passes to Holiday. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Holiday's got his second basket of the game.
Well, Holiday is one of the strongest guards in the league. He can handle the contact.
From deep, Giddey. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. It's the Celtics. They're up by 1. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Boston.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
Yeah, also, you got to appreciate how unselfish they've been. I mean, the ball movement has been impressive, and the assist numbers are off the chart.
We've got Al Horford. Peyton Pritchard is out there with Jason Tatum. Then it's Torrey Craig, and it's Hauser in at the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Here's Buzelis. Horford covering. The shot by Terry, no good.
It's not easy to finish in traffic, but those are chances he has to convert.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, a key concept preached by Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla and reiterated by Jaylen Brown, who says it's reading the game, realizing fast, but playing slow. We're the more talented team, he said. We have to be the smarter team as well. And when we do that, we're going to be tough to beat. Brian?
Well, they certainly have been, Allie. Thanks for that. Stan, 2 of the greatest words in all of sports, opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated, everybody's optimistic, and everybody is eager to get going, whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
Kristaps Porzingis, he's checked in for Boston. Drew Holiday comes in for Craig. Smith, he's checked in for Chicago. Carter comes in for Terry. And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over.
And we'd all love to hear what goes on in those huddles, but we just get the snapshots.
Well, as a coach, you want to cover just 1 or 2 major points. That way guys can absorb it and go out and execute.
Horton Tucker, he's checked in for Chicago. Herter finds Collins, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Some changes for Chicago. Vucevic comes in for Collins, and it's White in for Horton Tucker. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Picked by Vucevic. Jones, the pass to Vucevic. And Vucevic slams it in.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Outside Holiday. Pass to Tatum. Here's Hauser. Fires for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. Hauser's got himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night.
Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
And so much power out of Tatum. Look at the elevation.
And so it's Jones who brings up the ball for Chicago. Trailing by 2. Pass to Vucevic. It's Herter on the wing. Pounded by Tatum. Offensive board. 3-pointer, Vucevic. No good. That's his 3rd miss out of 5 attempts. The Celtics have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. And the whistle blows as the basket counts. Chance at a 3-point opportunity here. 1 free throw coming up. Brown, he's checked in for Boston. Derek White comes in for Pritchard. And Stan, he went undrafted back in 2021. but Wisconsin native Sam Hauser has worked his way into a rotation role.
Well, Brian, everyone's looking for shooters, and he is a knockdown shooter. And at 6'7", boasts good size and plays both ends of the court.
White looking it over. Shoots over White. White can't hit. Boston leading by 5. Tatum passes to Porzingis. Back to Tatum. They double team Tatum. Pass to Brown. Here's Holiday. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. And coach, a perennial all-defense performer, Drew Holiday. Fearsome at that end of the floor in particular.
Yeah, Brian, he's as good a defensive guard as there is. Great size and strength at the point guard spot. You combine that with his IQ and his competitive will, he is a problem on a nightly basis.
Boston making a switch here. Cornette's checked in. Pass to Vucevic. And stolen by Holiday. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. White against Brown. Back to White. On the wing, Holiday. White on the wing. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by White. And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Outside Giddey to the middle. Here's Vucevic. He knocks it down. Wait a minute. The officials getting together here. They may want to review this one. Well, these teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got it off in time.
I have to admit, it's really difficult to decipher exactly what happened. They'll go to the monitors as this is a big call.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Celtics out in front, leading by 4. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit.
It'll be the Hawks against the Magic. And changing topics now, how impressive was Jason Tatum in that first half?
He's wrecking those boys in the lane. They look worn out and defeated. That's how I used to do it.
Yeah, I knew somehow you was going to bring this back to you, but I don't disagree.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Second half underway. Here's who Billy Donovan's got on the floor. Giddey and White pair to make the backcourt. Ayo Dosunmu out there with Buzelis. And it's Vucevic in at center, filling out the middle. All right, let's get a report from Ali.
Nikola Vucevic has seen a lot in his decade plus in the league, and he said the game has changed. Now you have centers that can pass, put the ball on the floor, make plays, and shoot threes, play like guards, and you can't get stuck in time. You have to be able to adjust.
Ali, he's certainly got the skill level. Brown finds Holiday. Tipped away. White with it. Shot clock at 5. And a miss there on the triple. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Here's Buzelis. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. Boston shooting efficiently, 50% so far. Outside Holiday. Lays it up and banks it in. Holiday's got 7 points in the game. Well, Stan, every franchise has their guy. What kind of things do you want your franchise player to exhibit?
Timeout. Well, Brian, here's what people have to understand. The culture of your team is determined by your best player. If you want a hard-working, unselfish, competitive team, that best player, that franchise guy, has to embody those things.
Pass to Dosunmu. White against White. White, the pass to Vucevic. Good D by Porzingis. The Celtics with the lead. It's Brown on the wing. He's covered by Dosunmu. Brown passes to Holiday. Tatum like a freight train coming, and finished off by Tatum.
Well, just another night in the office for Jason Tatum. We've come to expect big games from him. He is that special.
Dosunmu outside. From deep, Giddey. It's hauled in by White. Boston leading by 4. Stan, it's hard to believe, but the Bulls have not won a playoff series since 2015.
Well, look, Brian, it's hard to win in this league, and when you're rebuilding, trying to find the mix that'll get you over the top is a difficult chore.
Long way from those Michael Jordan glory days. Dosunmu outside. Three-pointer, Buzelis. Rebound, Boston. Tatum with it, and it's Giddey picking him up. The kick out to White. Lets it go from deep. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Pick by Vucevic. Pass to Giddey, looking to end the run. Connects from downtown. Giddey's got 6.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
You're calling Tatum a capable scorer would be an understatement. He is an elite offensive talent.
Here's Giddey. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds in the game. Ooh, here's White on the drive. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
There you go. He's a monster at the rim.
So athletic. Obviously, he plays on the attack. Brown scanning the floor. Holiday up top. He's guarded by White. White, the pass to Porzingis. Launches a 3. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. The third quarter comes to a close. Celtics out in front. They lead by 6. All right, we're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of quarter number 4 next. Head coach Billy Donovan is mic'd up along the sidelines. Let's check it out.
Hold your ground. Don't let him back your way in. Just hold your ground.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Torrey Craig out there with Al Horford. Then there's Jason Tatum. Then there's Peyton Pritchard. And it's Hauser in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. The Bulls trail by 6. Here's Williams. Outside Jones. Jacks up a 3. And Pritchard pulls it down.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
Tatum passes to Horford. Now here's Craig. Here's Tatum. Pass to Pritchard. Here's Hauser. 4-3. Jones grabs the board. Well, the Bulls shooting 44%, a pretty decent clip. Here's Williams. Boston with a rebound. Hauser passes to Pritchard. Williams against Tatum. Back to Pritchard. Pass to Tatum. Ooh, excellent D there from Smith. Jones up top. Smith passes to Herter.
like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Porzingis has checked in for Horford. Brown comes in for Hauser. Derek White's checked in for Craig. And Holiday subbed in for Pritchard. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. He was clapping in the huddle, saying to his guys, loving the effort right now, keep the intensity on them. Leave no doubt in their mind that this game is ours. Guys, back to you.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks.
Well, offensively, that's what you want to get. Vucevic from point-blank range.
Here's White. Inside. White gets it to go.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
And Giddey has got the ball here for Chicago. 6-point game to the paint. Here's Vucevic. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Kristaps Porzingis picks one up.
Well, he's as steady as they come at the big man position. Vucevic is someone you can count on to help you shoulder some of the offensive load.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. Second of 2 is good, and that brings him within 5.
And trying to cut into this deficit, tough to leave any points on the table.
Outside, Brown. Pass to White. The kick to Tatum. Here's the 3. Tatum drills the 3.
Well, we don't see Tatum shoot the corner 3 all that often. But that doesn't mean he can't hit him.
Outside Giddey. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter here. Three-pointer, Vucevic. Good. That's his 5th bucket in 9 attempts.
Those are some veteran instincts there by Vuce. Knowing the situation and giving his team needed points.
Tatum passes to Brown. And here's Porzingis. Back to Brown. Pass to Tatum. They kick it out to Porzingis. Here's Holiday. And it's cleared by Vucevic. The Bulls on offense. Trailing by 5. Back to Giddey. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Yeah, what determination by Giddey inside. Taking the foul and taking his shot.
Oh, he doesn't hit the first. That was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he does get the second one. And that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Just a tough miss at the line. They're down 2 baskets now.
And an intentional foul right there.
First team foul.
A chance here to possibly put the game away.
They have to remain focused to get it done.
Holiday passes to White. They double him with White. On the wing, Tatum. Oh, they get a hand on it.
And looking for a quick bucket here.
And then foul, trying to extend that game.
The swim move for 3. The Bulls with another miss. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
Second team foul. At the line for 2, Jaylen Brown.
And no good, as the first free throw misses. We'll see if he can hit the second. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're behind by 4. Given the situation here, what sort of strategy needs to be top of mind?
Searching for a fast bucket, then a way to stretch things out.
Yeah, and then they have to foul quickly and hope for some misses at the line.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Vucevic. Misses the layup. And so it's Boston who scrapes by with the win. This one was in the balance right until the final seconds.
And B.A., they showed their character when it mattered most, sending those fans home happy.
All right, let's go courtside to Allie LaForce with our player of the game. Allie, it's all yours.
Jason, with you guys being such a young team, how do you continue to improve to reach your potential?
We got to watch film. I mean, we did a lot of good things today, so a lot of things we could have done better. And we just got to be focused, composed, and play with a lot of poise, and we'll be fine.
Poise normally comes with experience, but because you're so young, you're finding it early. Congrats.
Allie, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Coach Stan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And let's reveal our player of the game, Jason Tatum.